Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I have the strangest love-hate relationship with my cars. You see, I love them and I want to keep them forever, but at the same time, I'm also done with them and want to sell them immediately. I honestly have no idea why I'm like this. I think a lot of you guys are too, but I have to just accept the fact that it is who I am. What can I say? And over the years, I've owned a lot of vehicles that I've loved, and some not so much. But I've never had a car that has made me feel both of these things at the exact same time. That is until I bought the C8 Corvette. It is easily by far the best car that I've ever owned. And I've talked about keeping it forever and modifying it to hell and back, but I've also tried to sell it several times. But considering certain new circumstances and some thoughtful deliberation, I've come to a conclusion. So it's time for me to go get ready for our final track day. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Do It With Dan, and today is a bittersweet day because it is the last track day in the C8. And we're gonna go into that in a second, but I am an idiot. I know that's not a surprise to a lot of you guys. Well, you know how we spent weeks getting this garage looking perfect? It's a nice, comfortable place for me to work on the car. I brought everything home here, like a jack and impact and whatnot, so I could swap the wheels here at the house. I wouldn't have to drive all the way out to my shop. Well, guess who forgot to ever bring the wheels home? This guy. So now before I go to the track, I gotta drive to the shop, which is 20 minutes out of the way, and then swap out to the track wheels, those sweet, sweet, sticky Kumos. Oh yeah. So yeah, all that work for no reason. I'm stupid. Let's go. Hey, we're here. That was good. Damn, it looks like it's gonna rain now. All right. All right. We are getting ready to hit the track. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey there.
How you doing?
What kind of Corvette?
The Stingray Corvette?
That's a C8?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right, go have fun.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're gonna take this relatively easy today, and we're gonna talk about what's going on with the C8. I'm not here to get the best time. I'm here to have fun and enjoy my last track day in the C8. And we're gonna be safe and have fun, okay? We gotta warm up the tires for a lap. So if I'm being honest with you guys, the reason why today is the last day in the C8 on the track, not because I'm not coming to the track anymore, that's not it. I'm gonna try to sell the C8 again. And that is because I have found something else that I want. I'm ready to sell the C8, I think. I've enjoyed this car. It is still arguably the best car. Matter of fact, I know it is. It is the best car I have ever owned. I'm just ready. Oop, missed that turn in really bad. And it's been forever since I've been out here. And 'cause, 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 'c to set any lap records today. Matter of fact, I am going so easy, it's not even funny. I just want to enjoy this car one last time before I give it in. And I love this car, man. I have never loved a car quite like I love this car. I'm out here with radicals today. I know I can't keep up with the radicals in this thing. Those things are fast. You know, I've done like 120s in those. I'm not doing 120s in the C8. I just don't have that in me. If I'm being honest, the real reason I'm getting rid of this car, because I'm done with it. And I mean, like, I'm not doing anything else to it. It's hard for me to concentrate. This is a different kind of vlogging. I'm trying the PDR as well. We'll see how that goes. Turn in. I love this car, man. I've said it 100 times. I'll say it 100 times again. Best car I've ever owned. But I've got plans for something else. And I know what I'm getting whenever I get it. You guys are going to be super stoked on it. Giving point buys to everybody in the radicals. And to be honest with you guys, I may never love another car like this again. This car was a very special moment in my life. From start to finish. The day I picked it up to the day I'm gonna drop it off. And I don't have it sold or anything like that yet. I still have some stuff I need to do to it to get it sold. One of the things that I'll say though about this car is that the weakest link has always been me. Get out wide so you can go around. I'm trying to be extra courteous to these radicals, man. Getting lapped left and right today while not really pushing it at all. Kind of like when I had the H2 and I did one last 200-mile-an-hour run. Like a little last hoorah, you know, I gotta enjoy it. One good last time. It's been a lot of fun, man. But I can't do anything more with it. I'm not spending $20,000 to turbo or supercharge it. I'm just not gonna do it. I thought about it wholeheartedly. I even talked to some companies about it. But at the end of the day, man, I know what I want. I think the only thing that's really gonna suck about getting rid of this car is not truly knowing how good it is. I mean, I've got a good taste of how good this car is. But I don't think I'll truly ever know how capable this car was. Because of me. I'm too afraid to push it. That's the truth, dude. If you want me to be honest about it, I am too afraid to push this car harder than I already do.
After a few solid laps, I pulled off the track and called it a day. And once again, our Kumo tires handled amazing. They've been such a pleasure to work with, and they really helped make this car handle amazing on the track. It felt like a perfect way to close this chapter that I've been reading for so long. I said my goodbyes to all my friends at AMP and assured them that I would be back again soon, then hopped in the vet and headed home. We finally broken into fall weather and the ride home was beautiful. It really gave me a lot of time to reflect on my options and what to do with the car. And ultimately, I've made my choice. Which meant it was time for me to remove the Heatwave wrap. Removing the wrap itself was easy. It had only been on for a few months, but it was still hard to do. It was without a doubt the best looking wrap I've ever had. And, in my opinion, was the hardest looking C8 out there. But you know, I might be a little biased.
Okay, before we get into this, I need to say some things, right? Yes, I have decided to sell the Corvette. Or at least attempt it again, right? And I know what you're thinking, whatever, it's just a car, it wasn't on the channel that much, go back to motorcycle content, bike boy, where's the Mustang? Listen, I get it, but for me, this was a huge I made it car. At the time when I bought it, it was expensive, it was flashy at the time, they weren't everywhere, and it's still a very quick car, I will say. It's a very fast car for what it is. I remember when I bought it, I always felt like if I sold it, I would be kind of admitting failure, like I couldn't hack it, right? And before you give me the whole sappy, oh Dan, we love you no matter what, it's just a car, wah, 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 all that supportive crap you always give me, which I do love and support, it's not like that. My personality is not my car, it does not define me, but I am human. And I wanted to share this feeling with you guys because I feel like on some level, a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about, have probably experienced this exact same emotion before, maybe multiple times with multiple vehicles. You know, letting go of something that you love but doesn't really have a whole lot of bearing on your life other than maybe a small section of your ego. And while it took me a little while, I'm okay with letting that go. See, let me explain. My medical expenses are about to shoot up substantially, all right, a lot. But that's not necessarily a bad thing because I am finally with a doctor that knows my medical situation, my MS. I'm with a specialist now, a neurologist who specializes in MS, which means that I am now getting the care that I need. She's a very wonderful doctor, and I will talk about this further in more videos. Yo, but if I'm being honest, it is not going to be cheap. We all know how the medical industry is here in America. We know it's not free healthcare, and even if you have good insurance, it doesn't cover everything. And I have been really lucky the last couple of years. I've been kind of letting things go, kind of pushing things to the side, but I have to really buckle down if I want to live a long and healthy life. And it's going to be expensive, at least up front. I'm talking about switching medications, all this other crap. It's just a part of life that we have to go through. And I've kind of come to the conclusion that I don't think it's really responsible for me to keep such an expensive car, such an expensive, I'll say, depreciating asset, when I should really be like kind of focusing on myself medically. Getting my health right. I think as much as that sucks, we all kind of understand how that is, right? And again, this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just the adult decision I need to make, right? But it's not just a surface level decision. There's more layers to this. I also have the opportunity to get one of my hero cars. One of the cars that I've always wanted since I was a wee lad. That is not nearly as expensive as the C8, something that will also retain its value a little bit better, or I should say a lot better. And overall will be a much better fit for the channel, content-wise, video-wise, doing stuff with it wise. It's just a smarter decision long-term anyway. I know that once you guys see it, you'll be like, oh, that makes so much sense, dude. You've only been talking about it since the birth of your YouTube channel. So that is a big factor. I can't have both. No, well, I could probably have both and make it work, but I don't want both. I don't want to be a YouTuber with a bunch of cars that I barely drive. I really want, you know, my fun car, my truck, and maybe a project. That's really about it. Especially since I don't have as much time as I used to. My energy levels are completely different than they were just 2 years ago because of the medication that I take. Again, a whole slew of medical stuff with the MS that I'm working on fixing that just requires my attention. And finally, I have some really awesome opportunities for my business coming up. The Perfect Plasma stuff. That is going to just completely change everything if it works out the way I want it to work out. I don't have much else to share other than that right now, but it is a very big deal for me and will benefit the channel and the business in ways that I can't even like put into words for you guys right now. So fingers crossed on that. And in the meantime, I am doing my best to get my orders cranked out for the business and videos made out for you guys. And to be honest with you guys, business has been better than I ever could have asked. I thank you guys so much for helping me out. It has truly been a blessing, especially with the rising cost of medical stuff. The extra support you guys have been giving me through the business, especially during this medical stuff, has been truly a blessing, and I thank you guys so much. I appreciate the love and support. You guys have always had my back. You guys have always been supportive, and for that I cannot thank you enough. So like, yeah, with all that being said, I'm obviously very sad to see this car go. It has been my favorite car that I've ever owned. Just like the joy that it brings and like the way people talk about it, like every time I stop at a gas station, especially when it was wrapped, was people just being like, oh, it's such a cool car, what do you do? It was just such an attention getter. It was always a conversation piece. And I like to think about like how many like kids that have seen the car and been like, wow, what a cool car. And now they're like hooked, they're gonna get into cars as they get older. So like, I do attribute this car to like making a bunch of future dickheads. It's the longest vehicle I've had on the channel for sure. But either way, guys, thank you so much for the love and support. I appreciate the hell out of you, and we'll see you in the next one, okay?